You think it's neediness? That you're too dramatic, too attached, too intense. Maybe you've heard that from someone. Or worse, maybe you've started to believe that about yourself. But what if I told you this was never neediness? That what you feel isn't a flaw, isn't weakness, isn't an exaggeration, but a response built over years. Long before you were even aware of what was happening inside you. What feels like your problem today actually began when you were still learning what love was, when you were still trying to understand what it meant to feel safe with someone, to be seen, to be chosen, to be kept. And the hardest part is that no one ever explained this to you. So you grew up trying to adjust, trying to control yourself, trying to feel less, so you wouldn't seem too much. You learned to hide parts of you, to silence your reactions, to act like things didn't affect you, even when they did. But no matter how hard you try, this pattern keeps showing up in your relationships, in your expectations, in the way you attach, and in the way you suffer. And as long as you don't understand where this comes from, you keep repeating it without realizing it. You change the person, but the story always feels the same. Different faces, same emotions, different situations, same endings. And by the end of this, I'm going to explain what happens when this wound truly begins to heal. Because it's not what most people imagine. It's deeper than that, and it changes more than you expect. Point 1, you're not too attached. You were taught to fear losing. When someone says you get attached too quickly, it feels like the problem is you. But this didn't start now. It started when you learned that love wasn't consistent, that sometimes it was there, and sometimes it disappeared. A child's brain doesn't understand this logically. It learns emotionally. It learns that when love shows up, you have to hold on. So today, when someone gives you attention, you're not just living the present, you're trying to prevent a loss that already happened. Point 2, you're not looking for love. You're looking for what you never received. In reality, you're not seeking that person themselves. You're seeking a feeling, the feeling of finally being chosen, of finally being enough, of finally being valued without having to prove anything. You connect with what they represent, with the possibility, with the promise, and that makes you see more than what's really there. Point 3, you confuse attention with love. When someone gives you attention, you feel something very strong. Relief, connection. The feeling of this is it. When you grow up without consistent love, your brain learns to value any sign of attention as something much bigger. A momentary presence becomes safety, because for you, that's not small. That's everything you learn to recognize. Point 4, your fear of abandonment isn't about the person, it's about the past. The person takes too long to reply, and something inside you already starts to tighten. They change their behavior, and you feel something is wrong. You're not reacting to what's happening now. You're reacting to what already happened before. Your body remembers. That version of you is still trying to protect you. Still scanning for signs, still bracing for impact. Point 5, your brain was programmed for this. Anxious attachment is not a flaw. It's an adaptation, a way your brain found to deal with what was missing. And the work now is teaching your brain that it's safe to rest. Point 6, you feel before you understand. The fear isn't irrational. It has a history. It has a reason. Point 7, you were never needy. You were just never loved well. The neediness people saw in you was never neediness. It was hunger. Now, remember what I said at the beginning about what happens when this wound starts to truly heal. You don't become cold. You become aware. You start noticing things you didn't notice before. You begin to distance yourself from relationships that once held you back. You're gaining yourself back. Deep down, you're not losing connections. You're stopping losing yourself within them. And that changes everything. If this made sense to you, maybe it's because some part of you already recognized it. And that recognition is already the beginning.